important point there, and Ashutosh Shrivastava come in on this, because this is not the first time perhaps that the Supreme Court is pulling up news channels. Earlier also we saw the Supreme Court coming down heavily on news channels on hate speech, talking about how a certain degree of self-restraint needs to be exercised by news channels. How do you look at this directive by the Supreme Court? And the Supreme Court interestingly has also said that the punitive action also needs to be strengthened in a sense. This 1 lakh rupee fine is not enough.
See, first of all, Article 19 of the Constitution gives freedom of press, actually.
Yeah.
So the idea is that the press should not be unnecessarily restricted too far. And with that in mind, and with the Nariman recommendations, this NBSA was formed so that there should be some self kind of restraint on the media itself. And they work and they maintain the standards in the country. And accordingly, the fine of 1 lakh was to be imposed if the standards are not met out, to be decided by the association. Now, if we consider today's this thing, it is not a judgment or anything. In fact, the appeal which was filed by the association being aggrieved by the Bombay High Court, which said that 1 lakh fine is not sufficient and there has to be further restrictions. And against this order, the association moved to the Supreme Court. And now today, when the Supreme Court has already issued notice, that means the Supreme Court is willing to hear the appeal rather. So I would say, yes, there could be certain guidelines which can be issued in future, considering the affidavits which are going to be filed by the parties, and especially by the chairman, Justice Sikri, who himself is the chairman of the association. So we have to see